Hey guys, here it's BT Broadband bringing you the Hammer Editor tutorial. We're going to be carrying on with how to make a spooky hallway, the basics of it. What we've done so far in part 1, which I'll leave the link in the description below. We've applied the textures, made the hallway and added some pillars down it to give it a nice kind of hallway feel to it. We're just going to carry on straight away. We're going to make the bits in between the pillars on the floor, the angled parts that you saw in the video on part 1. We're going to head in, we're going to put the draw texture, and we're going to zoom in here. You might want to change the grid size to an 8, which is quite a good size to work with. Apply this there at the top and zoom in. Make sure the height of it is something like 40. Make sure it's not going through the floor though. Hit enter on there. Covering the cam. What we're going to do then is use Shift and V, which is going to make the angle on it. If you keep tapping hold Shift and keep tapping V, you get different options, but for now we're just going to stick with this one here. For the top right one, if you just bring that down too, just give the angle to it and just click back to the selection tool, and it should just click it like so. We're going to do the apply a texture to it. Select the one that we've already done on the wall here. Right click and apply. This might need rotating to something like 90. We can sort out with texture shiftments and alignments later on, but for now that should be alright. What I'm going to do is copy that all the way down the left hand side, like so, just adjusting again if needed. And just go all the way down to the bottom, and again just that adjustment at the end. Once you've done that, you should just have all that way down the bottom. What we're going to do is add the beams that we saw above, and just simply we're going to browse for the texture metal wall 030A. It should look like this one. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Should look like this one, sorry. And we're just going to go to the block tool selected, just do one size of 8, like so. Make sure we take this up, not too high. Keep in between the lines and make that like an 8, so should look something like that high. We can adjust it if needed again later on. But what we're going to do is copy that between each pillar. Make sure it's in the center. Once we get to the top, we're going to make sure we've got another copy of it again, but just changing it to size to fit in between the outside, and again just copy in all the way down. Just adjust this one again. Oh. Just that one. Just carrying on with each side as quick as possible. Like so. That one's already done. And it should look something like this on the camera port view. What we're going to do with is creating the vent that we saw. What we're going to do is change the size of one of the pillars, the center one here. I'm going to go out 2 and out 2, so you should have 56. Again, adjust the pillar size that we put on there, the beams, so it fits nice and snug with that. What we're going to do is cut out the outside of the wall. What we've done here, I've just quickly put the measurements of what size I'm going to cut out, but I'll just demonstrate that now. We're going to have to go onto the Entity tool in the left hand corner, just click anywhere. We're going to hit Alt and Enter, change that. I'm going to click Prop. Go to Prop Dynamic Override, click Apply, go to the world model, type in Vent, which I've already typed in here in the filter, should be the top one here, and then you want to click OK and Apply. Close it down. Make sure it's selected. We're going to get the height of this so we can bring it over to the wall or the floor. Make sure you adjust the grid size if needed. Just it touches the wall so we know how high we're going to bring this up by, so we'll put that on by like that. And again, just bring it in the center on the top view to something that's like that. And we can see here, I've just measured mine out right quickly. And what we're going to do is carve this out. I can delete the wall that I already had, so I can see the measurement of it. And what we're going to do is bring out the carve tool, measure around the wall, make sure by zooming in that it's on it, nice and neat, like so. Make sure, yeah, we're alright, okay. Just going around it, hit enter. If you go up to the tools, hit carve, or you can hit Control Shift and C, carve it out, and you can delete that now. What we're going to do is we're going to move this to the floor like you saw in the video. Bring that down, just click on it once, change the angle slightly, just get it to a rough, so we can change that up later maybe. And that should just look something like this. And what we need to do is kind of look like it actually looks like a vent going, so what we're going to create is like an L shape, so the player can't actually physically get in and see around it. We're going to first go to the node draw texture. We're going to create on this an 8. Oh, I want to make sure it's on a grid of 8. Yep. I'm going to bring that out. It's going to be the floor for it. If we just hit enter on that. And what we can do is just mess around with the same shape, just holding shift and just changing the actual length of it, sorry. Making sure it's at the same height. What you're going to do is just do that for each one. Once you've just made the L shape, which I'm just doing really quickly. Just make sure again, like there, you just need to make sure it's nice and lined up, because it's just best, it's just much neater if you have it lined up. All we need to do now is get the top on, so you want to copy this, bring it above and drag that along, and just, I'm going to get the back of this as well, like so, and just making it, zooming in, adjust if necessary, can be a little bit fiddly. Just want to make sure it's in line with that wall nice and neat, like this one here. Just might need, again, zooming in, changing the snap if needed again, and just make sure it comes together. Like so, it should just have a simple L shape. And it should just look something like that, like a corner as you come around. What we're going to do is apply the vent texture, or well, it's actually called duck. And you can go with like the mucky one, and you can just apply that like so. So it looks like an inside of a vent, something like that. We're just going to finish up on here for this part of the video. We're going to, on the next video, we're going to apply more things such as lighting, more textures, and just giving it more feel to the actual hallway. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.